Do you trust your inner guidance as a man? Well, today I want to talk about tapping in to your inner guidance to therefore help you through your life. Welcome back to the Men's Mental Health Podcast. I've been through quite a lot of transformation events in the last few weeks. And I'm in a program as well right now where we're really going deep. And there's even an event next week, end of this week. So there's a lot going on in my life, and I'm implementing it and integrating it as much as possible. And I've just come off my grief group, and I was in tears, which is really healthy in a way because it allowed me to release some stored emotions. And yeah, I'm going to make a social media video about this actually as well. And because I feel called to. And yeah, it's just like going through all that is really allowed me to connect with me deeper and actually hear my intuition, hear my inner voice a lot more than just my mind, because the mind can be very loud, I've learned for me. And there's so much noise in this day and age that gets the mind looking everywhere, right? It's like, this person's the best person. This is like all these marketers, all these people. And, I'm not saying there's some amazing, awesome people on this planet as well. But, people got their own agendas. Sometimes people actually are right for us. Sometimes they're not. The best marketers claim they're always right for you. All these kind of things, right? And we're like, where do we look? Like social media is crowded, for example. The world is crowded, even on TV, the channels, all that kind of thing, right? And what I've found is I've lost touch with that inner voice, my inner guide, what I really believe from my heart and moving forward. And when I'm being in my head, it really, really hurts. But through stuff like Awaken with Danny Morel, through ceremonies in Spain and in the past things like Peru and all these places, right? I have got in touch with my heart and who I am in many different ways. So I want to share with you 3 tips that really help me and actually allow me to make better decisions for myself. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't 100% get it right in terms of sometimes I go into the head a bit. But certainly more often than not, I'm better at tapping into that inner voice, that inner guidance, which not only allows me to make better moves in the moment, but actually allows me to do what's more real to me than just the noise in my mind. So I wanted to share 3 ways that I found useful to do this. The number 1 is getting a group. Getting like a men's group or something like that when you're around people who can challenge you, who can rise you up, not telling you what to do, but call you out for things that they don't feel true to you, asking you good quality questions. That's my first one. Second thing you can do is write to yourself. Write yourself a letter. You can write to yourself as your inner child, like the younger version of you, or whoever you feel called to write to. But writing to yourself is a really good way to connect to yourself and that inner voice. And then number 3, imagine you've got, and I'll share openly mine. Imagine there's someone like you loved, maybe he's passed away in your family who you were close to. Someone you really trust in the world. For me, it was my brother who died when I was 2. And when I want guidance, I tap into myself, but I tap into the voice of my brother. And I use him as guidance. I say, David, what is my next move? And he will guide me. He guides me. I can hear him. But when I've got the mind on, full-blown noise, it can be tricky, right? So that's the 3rd way. Just if you feel hard to connect yourself, imagine a passed away relative or someone you really, really love. And imagine their spirit, their soul, whatever, inside of you. And you can tap into that intelligence and ask them. Maybe it's outside your body. Maybe it's just like a spirit you kind of believe. It's going quite spiritual, but Yeah, it's like for me, it just makes sense. Just tapping in. And when I ask myself, my brother, for guidance, that really allows me to get that inner guidance as well and take the next steps. Oh, I'm unsure about this. What do you think? I trust you, brother, right? That's what I'll say to myself. And these are just ways of connecting with myself. So I really just obviously wanted to talk about inner guidance to yourself because I found when I've become disconnected to that and I'm just completely driven by the mind. Now the mind is great for planning and logically thinking things through. But as the leader over your heart, it is not a good way to be. Having your mind as a leader, because the mind can be in chaos, it can be in survival, it can be trying to work out all this information at once. Whilst the heart knows, your spirit and your soul knows. So try one of those ways out. Try them all to tap into that inner guidance with yourself. And just start small. It's like you don't have to make a decision of like moving country, moving house, completely changing a career straight away. It could just be a small move. And as you do more of that, the more you're going to tap into that inner voice as well. So I wanted to share that because when I believe mental health, emotional health for me has certainly been a test, not so good when I've completely been driven the mind and not listened to who I really am. So those are just some ways I want to share with you. So thank you so much for listening. And remember to leave with your heart and not with fear.